Welcome to our channel Valuable Coins All World. In this video, I gave you information about United States of America Washington quarter dollar coins. Composition of this coin is first element is copper 75%, and the second element is nickel 25%, and weight of this coins is 5.67 grams, and the diameter is 24.26 millimeter, and the thickness of this coin is 1.75 millimeter. If you interested, please see this full video. Thanks. Top 1. We'll take a deep dive into the 1971 Washington quarter, a coin that might look like any other quarter at first glance, but holds incredible value for collectors, especially when it comes to specific rarities and conditions. The design of the 1971 Washington quarter is familiar to many. The obverse showcases the profile of George Washington, while the reverse features a bald eagle, a symbol of American strength and freedom. This design had been in use since 1932, but in 1965, the U.S. Mint made a significant change to the quarter's composition, reducing its silver content and replacing it with a mix of copper and nickel. By 1971, these quarters were being produced in large quantities with the new copper-nickel composition, which makes most 1971 quarters relatively easy to find in circulation. While many 1971 Washington quarters are fairly common and worth only face value, 25 cents, some of these coins have qualities that make them incredibly valuable. The most significant factor in determining the value of any coin, especially one like the 1971 Washington quarter, is its rarity. In the case of the 1971 quarter, this means looking at the specific minting process and the condition of the coin. First, let's talk about mintage numbers. The U.S. Mint produced billions of quarters in the 1970s, and the 1971 Washington quarter was no exception. In fact, in 1971, the U.S. Mint struck a massive number of these coins, over 1.5 billion in total. These high mintage numbers are part of the reason why many 1971 quarters are easy to find and typically don't fetch much more than their face value. However, there are key exceptions to this. The 1971 proof quarter is one such exception. Proof coins are specially minted for collectors, and they are struck with a high-quality finish that gives them a sharp, mirror-like surface. The 1971 proof quarter was struck in limited quantities and features a unique, polished appearance that distinguishes it from the regular circulation strikes. These proof coins are highly prized by collectors, especially when they are in pristine, uncirculated condition. If you can get your hands on a flawless 1971 proof quarter, you might just have a valuable piece on your hands. Another factor that can greatly increase the value of a 1971 Washington quarter is its condition, or grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher grades indicating coins that are in better shape, free of any significant wear, scratches, or damage. Most 1971 quarters you come across will likely fall into the lower grades, meaning they are not worth much more than face value. However, a 1971 quarter in mint state condition, especially one graded MS 67 or higher, can command a premium. But what about those truly rare 1971 quarters that go beyond the typical examples? The ones that are almost flawless, with exceptional details and a perfect finish. These are the coins that can truly break the bank. When a coin has been expertly graded, it can sometimes fetch astronomical sums. A 1971 Washington quarter, depending on its rarity, unique features, and condition, can be worth thousands of dollars if it's one of the rarest examples. One of the most remarkable instances of a 1971 Washington quarter making waves in the numismatic world occurred when a particular coin was sold at auction for a staggering amount, $93,000. This coin, in perfect condition, had all the right attributes. It was a near-flawless example of the 1971 Washington quarter, graded at the highest possible level. The coin's condition, combined with the rarity of finding one in such pristine shape, made it highly desirable to collectors willing to pay top dollar. Top 2. You dive deeper into the history and the characteristics of the 1979 quarter, you'll find that there's much more to this coin than meets the eye. In fact, some of these quarters are worth far more than their face value, with one specific example even selling for a jaw-dropping amount. To understand why the 1979 Washington quarter is such an intriguing piece of American numismatic history, let's start with the basics. By 1979, the United States Mint had been producing the Washington quarter for almost 5 decades. The design featured the portrait of George Washington on the obverse, and on the reverse, a bald eagle symbolized the strength and freedom of the United States. While this design had been in circulation since 1932, it wasn't without its controversies and adjustments, especially as the U.S. Mint dealt with changing economic circumstances and evolving technology. The 1979 Washington quarter was minted in the same composition as most quarters of that era, primarily copper and nickel, so there isn't anything inherently rare about the metal content. The real interest for collectors lies in the specifics of production, including any potential minting errors and the overall condition of the coins. The 1979 quarter was produced in significant numbers, making it somewhat common in circulation today. However, there are certain factors that can significantly boost its value, particularly for those with pristine qualities or rare mistakes. One of the most notable features of the 1979 Washington quarter is that it was produced at several different mints. The U.S. Mint facility in Philadelphia struck the standard quarters, while the San Francisco Mint created proof coins, which were specially made for collectors. Proof coins are typically produced with higher precision, using specially polished dies and multiple strikes to ensure a mirror-like finish and sharp details. Because of this, the 1979 proof quarter is more sought after than the regular circulation strike. The real treasure for collectors, however, lies in the rare coins with mistakes or errors that were made during the minting process. In the case of the 1979 Washington quarter, some coins have been discovered with a variety of striking errors, including double strikes or off-center designs. These errors are highly valued because they are anomalies, making them much rarer than the standard versions that were made in large quantities. Even a small imperfection, such as a slightly doubled die or a misalignment in the strike, can turn a once ordinary quarter into a highly prized collector's item. Another key aspect that affects the value of a 1979 Washington quarter is its condition. Coins that are graded by professional numismatic services such as PCGS or NGC can have their value dramatically increased if they are graded in mint state or higher. A mint state coin means that it was essentially unaffected by wear or damage and still retains its original sharpness and shine. A 1979 quarter that has been graded as MS 65 or higher is considered to be in excellent condition and will command a higher price than a coin with visible wear and tear. Even though the 1979 Washington quarter was produced in massive quantities, certain high-quality examples, particularly those that have been well-preserved or are error coins, can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. While the average 1979 quarter might still only be worth face value, a pristine proof coin or one with a rare error can fetch a significant amount. The market for rare and collectible coins has seen exponential growth in recent years, and the 1979 Washington quarter is no exception. Now, let's talk about the real prize. How much could a particularly rare or high-quality 1979 Washington quarter actually be worth? The answer may surprise you. One exceptional example of a 1979 Washington quarter with extraordinary features and condition was sold at auction for a staggering amount, $83,000. Yes, $83,000. This coin, in perfect condition, was a rare gem that caught the attention of serious collectors and numismatic experts alike. This sale proves just how valuable certain coins can be, even for more recent years. While most 1979 quarters will remain worth just 25 cents, if you're lucky enough to find one in exceptional condition or with an error, the value can skyrocket. The allure of these coins lies in their rarity, their unique characteristics, and the sheer excitement of discovering something special that most people wouldn't even think twice about. So, if you're out hunting for coins, keep your eyes peeled for a 1979 Washington quarter that stands out from the rest. Whether it's an error coin or just a perfectly preserved example in mint condition, you might be sitting on a rare treasure without even knowing it. Just remember, you could be holding a coin that's worth $83,000. $83,000. It just goes to show that sometimes, a seemingly ordinary quarter can be worth far more than you ever imagined. Top 3. One such year is 1986, a coin that might seem like just another quarter at first glance but, in reality, can be worth far more than its face value, depending on its condition and the specifics of its minting. Released by the U.S. Mint in 1986, the Washington quarter continued the tradition established decades earlier, with George Washington's profile gracing the obverse of the coin. On the reverse side, The familiar eagle design was still present, symbolizing the strength and freedom that the country had long been associated with. The 1986 quarter, like most other coins from this era, was minted in a copper-nickel alloy and produced in large quantities. As a result, many of these coins are relatively easy to find in circulation and don't carry much value beyond their face value of 25 cents. However, like any coin in history, there are exceptions. The key to discovering the true value of a 1986 Washington quarter lies in examining its condition, rarity, and any special characteristics that might make it stand out from the rest. While most quarters are relatively common and can be found in pocket change, a few key factors can significantly increase the value of a 1986 quarter, making it an appealing coin for collectors. One major factor that can elevate the value of a coin is its condition. Coins are graded based on their level of wear, with a scale that ranges from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin tends to be. A well-preserved 1986 Washington quarter, graded as MS 65 or higher, can be worth significantly more than a coin that has been heavily circulated or shows signs of wear. Coins that are in mint state, with sharp details and no visible damage, are particularly desirable to collectors, and in this case, they can fetch a premium price at auction. Another factor to consider is the rarity of certain variations of the 1986 quarter. While most of the 1986 Washington quarters were produced for general circulation, the U.S. Mint also produced proof coins that were specially made for collectors. These proof coins were struck multiple times to ensure they had a high-quality finish, resulting in a smooth, mirror-like surface. The 1986 S-proof quarter, minted in San Francisco, is one such example. These coins were not intended for general circulation and were made in limited numbers, which automatically makes them rarer and more valuable. In excellent condition, the 1986 S-proof quarter can be worth far more than a regular circulation quarter. Perhaps the most exciting aspect of the 1986 Washington quarter is the potential for rare errors. Coin errors have always fascinated collectors, and even a small mistake in the minting process can turn an ordinary coin into a highly sought-after treasure. For the 1986 quarter, error coins such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or die cracks can greatly increase the value. These rare variations are not only exciting to find, but they also add a layer of intrigue to the coin's history, making them highly desirable on the collector's market. Now, you may be wondering just how much a 1986 Washington quarter can be worth. For most of the coins, you'll be looking at values that are close to face value, especially if they are well worn from circulation. However, when you factor in high-quality proof coins, error coins, or exceptionally well-preserved coins, the value starts to increase significantly. In fact, one 1986 Washington quarter, in perfect condition, was recently sold for an astonishing price of $54,000. That's $54,000 for a coin that was minted just a few decades ago. This incredible sale highlights just how much some of these seemingly ordinary coins can be worth under the right circumstances. It's a reminder that in the world of coin collecting, it's not always about the year a coin was minted, but rather its unique characteristics and rarity that make it truly valuable. The 1986 Washington quarter is a perfect example of how a coin, though not rare by mintage numbers, can still be a rare find if it has the right qualities. For anyone looking to get into coin collecting, the 1986 Washington quarter is definitely a coin to keep on your radar. Whether you're searching for a perfect proof coin, a rare error, or simply an uncirculated gem, there are plenty of opportunities to find value in the 1986 quarter. You never know. Your next discovery could be a coin worth $54,000 or $54,000, turning an ordinary piece of pocket change into an extraordinary treasure. So, next time you're flipping through a jar of loose change or browsing through a coin shop, keep your eyes peeled. You might just find a Washington quarter that's worth far more than you expected. Top 4. The Washington quarter dollar coin is one of the most enduring and widely recognized coins in U.S. history. With its timeless design featuring George Washington's portrait on the obverse and a bald eagle on the reverse, the Washington quarter has been in circulation for nearly a century. While many people might pass by these coins without giving them a second thought, collectors know that certain years, like the 1989 Washington quarter, hold a level of intrigue that can lead to a surprising value. If you're a fan of coin collecting or just curious about the potential hidden treasures in your pocket change, the 1989 Washington quarter might just be a coin worth paying attention to. Released in 1989, this quarter doesn't have the same flashy design that some other special edition coins from previous decades might boast, but that doesn't mean it's without value. In fact, the 1989 Washington quarter, though common in many respects, holds potential for anyone who happens to find one in exceptional condition or with unique qualities. It's a coin that's often overlooked, but as we dive deeper into the details, you'll see just why some collectors are willing to pay a premium for it. The 1989 quarter was minted as part of the standard circulating series, which meant that it was produced in vast quantities for everyday use. As a result, most of these coins can still be found easily in circulation today, and they're typically worth just their face value, 25 cents. However, in the world of coin collecting, the value of a coin isn't just determined by its year of production or its initial mintage numbers. A lot more goes into a coin's worth, including its rarity, its condition, and any special features that might make it stand out from the rest. One of the key factors that makes any coin more valuable is its condition. Coins that are well preserved, with sharp details and little to no wear, are far more desirable to collectors. The 1989 Washington quarter was produced in large numbers, and most of the coins you'll come across have been in circulation for decades. This means they've seen a fair amount of wear and tear, and often, they won't fetch more than their face value. But if you happen to come across a 1989 quarter in mint state condition, with no visible signs of damage and an unblemished finish, it could be worth more than you think. A coin that's graded MS 65 or higher is considered to be in excellent condition, and it can command a significantly higher price than a more worn coin. Another factor to consider is the proof versions of the 1989 Washington quarter. Proof coins are specially made for collectors, struck with polished dies and often multiple strikes to create a mirror-like surface. The 1989 S-proof quarter, produced at the San Francisco Mint, is one of the most sought-after versions of the coin. These coins were produced in limited numbers, meaning they are much rarer than their standard circulation counterparts. A high-quality proof coin from 1989, especially one that's been carefully preserved and maintained, could fetch a premium price among serious collectors. The real excitement comes, however, when you consider the possibility of error coins. Error coins are highly prized in the numismatic world, as they represent mistakes made during the minting process. For the 1989 Washington quarter, there are a variety of possible errors that could significantly increase the coin's value. Off-center strikes, double dies, and other types of minting flaws are not only interesting but can also be worth a lot of money. For collectors, error coins represent an opportunity to own a piece of history that's truly unique, something that's different from the millions of identical coins that were produced in a typical minting run. A 1989 quarter with an error could be worth several times its face value, especially if the mistake is rare or particularly striking. So, how much could a 1989 Washington quarter actually be worth? The answer depends on the specific coin you're looking at, its condition, and any special features it might have. For most 1989 Washington quarters, you'll likely find that they're worth only 25 cents. However, for coins that are in excellent condition, especially those that are uncirculated or proof versions, their value can range from a few dollars to a couple $100s at best. But here's the real kicker. There is an example of a 1989 Washington quarter that sold for a staggering amount. In one rare case, a particularly well-preserved 1989 Washington quarter with exceptional characteristics was sold for a jaw-dropping $49,000. Yes, $49,000. This sale is a reminder that even a coin that seems like a simple, everyday piece of currency can, under the right circumstances, be worth a small fortune. The 1989 Washington quarter is not a coin you'd typically associate with such an extraordinary price, but it goes to show that in the world of coin collecting, anything is possible. Whether it's an error coin, a perfect proof, or an exceptionally rare example, the right 1989 Washington quarter can lead to a significant payout. For coin collectors, it's always worth keeping an eye out for coins from every year, especially when you're sifting through change or browsing through coin shops. You never know when you might find a hidden gem among the common quarters. So, next time you come across a 1989 Washington quarter, take a closer look. It could be more valuable than you ever imagined. After all, You might be holding a coin worth $49,000. $49,000. Top 5. When you think of the United States Washington quarter, it's easy to assume that it's just another everyday coin that you see in your pocket change. After all, the design has been in circulation since 1932, with the familiar profile of George Washington gracing the obverse and the eagle on the reverse. But sometimes, even the most familiar coins can surprise you, especially when you take a closer look at certain years and minting variations. The 1996 Washington quarter, for example, might seem like a typical coin at first, but as you'll discover, this seemingly ordinary piece of currency has the potential to be worth a lot more than just 25 cents. Released as part of the standard coinage series, the 1996 Washington quarter follows the classic design that has made this coin a staple in American currency for decades. Nothing about the basic design changed in 1996, and the coin was minted in large quantities at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. As such, the 1996 Washington quarter is generally not considered rare when compared to other coins with lower mintage numbers. However, this doesn't mean there aren't valuable specimens out there that are highly sought after by collectors. The value of a coin is determined by several factors, but the two most important are its condition and its rarity. For most of the 1996 quarters, their value remains close to face value, typically around 25 cents. After all, the U.S. Mint produced over 1 billion quarters in 1996. These coins were meant to circulate and were not made in limited quantities, which means they are widely available and not particularly rare. However, collectors don't just look for coins based on how many were made. They also pay close attention to how well a coin has been preserved and if it has any unique characteristics that make it stand out. If you happen to come across a 1996 Washington quarter that's in excellent condition, it's worth taking a second look. Coins that are in mint state, meaning they have been preserved in uncirculated condition and show no significant signs of wear, are far more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. The 1996 Washington quarter, especially in higher grades like MS 65 or MS 66, can be worth significantly more than face value, often fetching a few dollars on the market. But what about those rare finds, the ones that set collectors' hearts racing? One of the key factors that could increase the value of a 1996 Washington quarter is its proof version. Proof coins are specially made for collectors and are struck multiple times with high-quality dies to create a sharp, mirror-like finish. These coins were not intended for circulation and were produced in much smaller quantities than the regular mint versions. The 1996 S-proof quarter, for example, is highly sought after by collectors due to its limited mintage and superior finish. If you can find a 1996 S-proof quarter in pristine condition, it could be worth far more than a regular 1996 quarter. But there's more. Error coins are another major factor that can make a coin like the 1996 Washington quarter significantly more valuable. A coin with a minting error, whether it's a double die, an off-center strike, or a misaligned die, can become a rare and valuable piece in any collection. For collectors, the hunt for error coins is one of the most exciting parts of numismatics, and a 1996 Washington quarter with a unique flaw could bring in a pretty penny. Now, you might be wondering, just how much could a 1996 Washington quarter actually be worth? While most of these coins won't sell for more than a few dollars, certain high-quality examples have sold for remarkable amounts at auction. In fact, one particularly well-preserved 1996 Washington quarter was sold for an incredible $36,000. Yes, $36,000. This coin, in pristine condition, had all the right characteristics. It was an exceptional example of the 1996 quarter, free of any visible wear, and it stood out as one of the best of its kind. So, what does this mean for you as a collector or someone just getting started with coin collecting? It's a reminder that even coins that seem common, like the 1996 Washington quarter, can sometimes surprise you with their hidden value. A coin that looks like just another quarter in your pocket could be worth thousands of dollars if it's in the right condition, or if it has a unique characteristic, like a minting error or proof quality. While most of the 1996 quarters will only be worth 25 cents, there's always the possibility of discovering a true gem that could turn your coin collection into something much more valuable. Next time you're flipping through a jar of loose change or browsing through a coin shop, don't overlook the 1996 Washington quarter. Whether it's a rare proof coin, an error coin, or just a particularly well-preserved example, You never know when you might come across a coin that could be worth $36,000. $36,000. That's the beauty of coin collecting. You never know what hidden treasures you might find, and even the most unassuming coins can have the potential to be worth a small fortune.